Welcome back, Roots and Renters. Today we are going to put together some super boxes, some honey supers for the beehive. So the small boxes that you put on top, they usually come unassembled. I like to get mine unassembled and not dipped in beeswax because we stain them ourselves. So they're aesthetically pleasing and all of them look the same. So. You can paint yours, you can do whatever you want, and you can dip them in beeswax, whatever works for your apiary. We don't. We like to do it kind of a certain kind of way. So some of the tools you're going to need is a hammer, which I'll get in a moment. This is a finish nailer, or you can use a regular nail gun. Regular nail gun will probably work better because the nails will last longer, and some wood glue. This here is the package. So let's see what we've got. Instructions, of course, and we will pull these out. Now, this is from an Amazon seller, and we will post their link. And this is not a paid review or anything like that. I bought it because we need to expand our hive. So this is the first one to test their quality, and from what I can see, the wood looks sturdy. It's all in whole pieces. None of them are broken, which that's a great thing. It comes with the hardware you need and screws. We'll set that stuff to the side for a moment. First step, I think we'll build the box itself, the outer frame. So these are top bars, these are bottom bars, these are the side bars, and this is the substrate in the middle, the medium, where the bees lay wax in the pattern, and then essentially put the honey inside the cells. So we will take this out. And this is nice. They put this in plastic so that it doesn't get damaged or absorb water, get scratched up. Some people like me, we're not going to paint them. We're just going to stain them. If you've seen any of the other bee videos, you'll see how the hives are set up. Wood smells great. All right, so you want to make sure. In this instance, it's kind of simple, stupid, but you want to make sure the handle is on the outside and facing up. Because if it's like this, you can't really grab anything. So facing up, and that's the same for the sideboards. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and take some wood glue. We'll just drop some in there. Looks like what you need to do is after you put the glue in it, you're going to want to slide it in at the very bottom at an angle, and then stand it up and kind of wiggle it. And when you do that, it lets the glue get in there and it makes a nice tight fit. I like this design actually because any extra protection to make it so when you get this thing full of honey, it doesn't just come apart is great. So I'll go ahead and show you what I was talking about the finish nailer. I'd rather things be too strong than not strong enough, but and always be careful when you're using power tools. I mean, last thing you want is something stuck in your hand or stuck in your finger or some craziness like that. So I know that it's all straight, and I'll just send this down through each peak. I come and I'm not going to do the same there because I'm going to put the screws in on that side. but when I'm done. Little glue. If you haven't already, consider liking the video and go and subscribe. Got my videos playing up in the background. We've got a few for you to check out. Pretty new channel, but I'm looking forward to growing with you guys. So this side has the glue on it already, so we'll slide that in just like that. All right, so here is the box where all the frames will sit down in here. And let's get started building our frame. So now some people build what's called a jig for these, where if you're putting them together all the time, they'll lay these out on the jig and make multiple at one time. All right, so each frame needs two sidebars, a bottom bar, and a top bar. So me personally, I usually start with the top bar. I put it on the bottom. I put a little bit of glue right there. Then I slide my sidebars on, both of them. And you're gonna want to be on some type of stable surface. You don't want to be like rocking around or trying to hold it or any of that jazz. Then I go ahead and I put my medium. And this is great. These are wax coated too. So whenever your substrate is wax coated, it it tells the bees this is okay. This is the okay space to draw out comb. Just kind of tricks them so they don't have to figure it out themselves. We'll stick this here, and then we'll put a little bit more glue here and here, and then we'll put our bottom bar. So you just sit one side in, snug. Make sure that the substrate fits down into the slot in the middle, or else it'll fight you the whole way. If you make sure it's sitting in the slot, everywhere it's sitting in the slot, and then we'll use the nail gun to nail all around it. Keep it flush. When this thing gets full of honey, you do not want it falling apart on you. Better safe than sorry. And then, these things, they're not expensive. I mean, they're not cheap, rather. So you want them to last a long time. So you build them to last. You don't want to put anything together that you got to go back and deal with. All right, one down. And that sits in the box just like this. Seven down, three to go. See, this doesn't take that long. All right. Sidebars. I'm gonna show you a different way too. You may not even have to put in the substrate in the middle. We can make your life a little bit easier and put that in at the ends after it's nailed down. I'll show you that. It's flexible, so that will save a little balance and headache. All right. That way, looks like you can do more than three. They can do four or five this way. Make sure everything is lined up before you shoot a nail in it. It will aggravate you to no end if it's crooked. All right, so what you can do is take the substrate, sit it down in the middle on the bottom, and then you just fold it, push it in until it goes into the slot. Boom. I think that's a lot easier. Make them all and then slide the substrate in last. Now let me show you something. So this here is an old beehive. And so this is the hive. So we take off the hive cover, the top, and then this is the inner hive cover. And then on the active beehive, all of the this would be a deep, so this would usually be the second deep. So down below in the first deep is where the bees live. That's where the queen um, makes babies and increases the brood and lays the brood and everything. The middle box is usually mostly honey, depending on the size of the colony. Mostly honey, and it'll be sparse. It'll be mixed with brood and honey, and then you put a honey super on just like that, and then you put the telescoping cover. So if you have a strong hive and it's summertime, it's hot, then you can put this little notch open so that the bees can enter and exit from right there, and also heat can come out. If you have a weak hive, I suggest that you flip this over this way. So and when you put the outer cover on, then no bees can get inside at all. Um, if you have a weak hive, you don't want them having to defend two two entrances. Just one will do. So then you put this on, and that's all covered up. And there you have it, folks. Here is your honey super. I'm gonna start doing more content in my brand new workspace. So whatever you guys want to see, let me know. Um, thank you for watching. Please subscribe. Please like. Please share. Share the love. Let's get out there. Thanks.